11-6 in their last 17 games. And their defense was terrific here tonight against the #1 offensive team in the NBA, as they did a fabulous job on Jason Tatum, who's been unstoppable most of the year.
Well, that didn't go how we expected. A couple days ago, we were treated to a finals rematch between the Golden State Warriors and the Boston Celtics, two teams that have looked drastically different from where they were at this point last season. But as we saw in their matchup, that didn't really matter, even when one of those teams is on pace to have the greatest offensive season ever. And so, what happened? Well, today we're going to be taking a look at some of the plays from that game, how Golden State was able to slow down such a potent offense, and what it could mean for them moving forward. So let's get into the video. After their loss in the 2022 NBA Finals, the Boston Celtics have been an absolute juggernaut to deal with up until this point in the season, on both sides of the ball. They've looked completely unstoppable on most nights, and have seemed to improve in a lot of areas, particularly on offense. They've been lights out from three-point range, shooting nearly 40% from out there, while taking the second most threes in the league behind only Golden State. Jason Tatum has looked like the MVP through the first quarter of the season, averaging 30 points and shooting 47% from the field and 36% from three. Combine that with the additions of Malcolm Brogdon and Blake Griffin, and you have a team that, through 27 games, currently has the highest offensive rating in NBA history at 120.1. The only other team that comes close is the 2021 Brooklyn Nets. You know, that one team with Kevin Durant, James Harden, and Kyrie Irving. They've been rolling to start the year, and that offense has led them to a 21-5 start to their season, one of their best starts in franchise history. Enter the Golden State Warriors, who've been pretty average to start the season and are struggling to find their way after some key personnel losses. They currently have the 19th ranked defense in the league, which is slightly below average, and coming into this game, they were a 500 team at 13-13, and with the loss of Andrew Wiggins due to injury, who was undoubtedly the Warriors' second best player in last year's finals and played a key role in slowing down Jason Tatum, not a lot of people had hope for Golden State coming into this game, especially after what Boston had just done to the Phoenix Suns a few days earlier. But nonetheless, off we go. And right away we would see that Golden State would not be messing around this game. On the very first play, we see Marcus Smart getting the ball up top, and we see a Blake Griffin off-ball screen to free up Tatum, which is something that they do a lot both for Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Klay goes under the screen but recovers nicely, but this is the problem with having Blake Griffin on the floor instead of Al Horford, because if this was Al, Kevon Looney would need to respect the three-point shot more than this. But since it's Blake Griffin, Kevon Looney has just a little bit more freedom to roam around on defense, which prevents Tatum from having the space to operate in isolation. At the same time, Grant Williams is bullying Jordan Poole into the paint, which forces Draymond to rotate over. So Tatum whips the pass to the open Jaylen Brown, and Draymond recovers quickly. They can't get anything out of that, and so the play just turns into a Marcus Smart pick and roll with Blake Griffin, which Looney does switch, but he is a more than capable defender on smaller guards. So this possession goes nowhere fast. And the difference in floor spacing Blake Griffin provides compared to Al Horford really showed in this game, because look at how far Looney is able to camp in the lane and clog things up because he can help so far off of him. This was a theme throughout the entire game. So this play is actually pretty interesting. They start out with Klay on Tatum, and Draymond is already calling out because this looks like they want a screen to get Stephen Curry switched on. So they run a double screen with both Marcus Smart and Jaylen Brown, all while Steph is trying to pre-switch. He ends up just hedging. Draymond tells Klay to recover, and now Draymond is on Tatum, which is important because that means that Kevon is not helping off of Blake nearly as much, because Draymond in this matchup is more capable than Klay Thompson. But that strategy of staying home actually works to Boston's advantage, and Kevon Looney is unable to help as Tatum does Tatum things. This play is an absolute masterclass. So Golden State went into a zone on this play. Boston tries to get something going on this Blake Griffin screen, but JaMychal Green is sitting back so they can't really do anything. He stops the drive, then you see the disadvantage of having Blake out there. Green can recover just like that. So then they try to give Tatum the floor with Kuminga, but that wasn't really happening this entire game. But JaMychal is sagging off once again ready to help, so he couldn't do anything even if he wanted to. They call a screen and JaMychal switches, but Dante helps off of Hauser to offer some more resistance, and now the clock is winding down, so they are out of options and out of time. So this is the Draymond Green play. JB dribbles up the court and is met by Kuminga. Dre starts out by telling Anthony Lamb to pick up Marcus Smart. He fakes the handoff to JB. Kuminga gets caught and Brown cuts for what should be a lane to the rim, but Draymond is able to cut that off by helping off of Blake, leaving enough room for Kuminga to recover. So then Tatum comes over, Smart rejects the screen, beats Lamb with the first step, and that's where Draymond helps off of Blake again to force Marcus Smart into a bad pass. So this play is actually a really good counter from Boston. So this play starts out with a pretty standard screen and roll. Draymond goes under and is able to get back, but Kevon helped off of Blake again. So this time JB hits him in the corner and Looney tries to get back, but Jalen pulls out the trick of running in front of him to prevent that. It's not technically a moving screen since he's literally just running, but JB knows exactly what he's doing here, and they're not going to call that in any universe. So that's a clean look for Blake Griffin, who knocks down his 8th three-pointer of the season. This play starts with a screen for Jason Tatum. Kuminga does a good job of navigating around. Brogdon sets another screen, and this time the Warriors trap him. Tatum gets the pass through, and now they wall up to stop the drive. Moody cuts off the pass to the corner, so Brogdon gets the pass to Derek White. Moody does a great job recovering, so that's a skip pass to the corner where JaMychal Green closes out and gets a good contest on the Pritchard three-pointer. And I just want to play this again because it's honestly incredible how fast plays move with this offense and how crazy it is that everything you just watched happened in a span of 4 seconds.
Players would absolutely agree does happen. Pritchard. Kuminga tips it.
This play starts with Marcus trying to get the ball to Tatum. Kuminga is able to get a hand on it. Jordan Poole dives on it but isn't able to get the steal. Tatum recovers and decides to go right at both Draymond and Dante DiVincenzo, who are both very capable defenders. Dante puts his hands up and Draymond gets the steal with a quick swipe down. And this play would pretty much be the nail in the coffin for the game. So we start out with a Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum two-man game. Tatum slips the screen, and at the same time, Draymond tells Dante to switch onto Grant Williams so he can protect the paint. Tatum gets the pass, Dante shows, he does get back to Williams nicely, Draymond cuts off the drive, Marcus Smart thinks he has a good look at a three, but Looney rotates over, they get it back to Tatum for what he thinks is a good look at a three, but Looney recovers again.
A clean look.
No good. He gets his own rebound, drives into Draymond Green at the rim, and misses the layup. And that's pretty much the story of the game. The Warriors held the best shooting team in the league to 30% on their threes. They forced Jason Tatum into a 6 for 21 shooting night, and most importantly, they held the generational offense that puts up over 120 points per game to just 107. And they did all of this without their second best defender in Andrew Wiggins. It's easily their most impressive win of the season, and a sign that things could be turning around for them. They definitely look much more engaged during this game than they have all season, but they had been improving every single game. They started out the year bottom 5 on defense, and they now find themselves in the 19th spot, which, like I said before, isn't great, but it is a drastic improvement, and there is still a lot of time left in the year. So we will see where they are when Andrew Wiggins comes back, which might be around Christmas time, and we'll go from there. But with all that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you're new, hit the bell to be notified when I upload, comment down below what you want to see next, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next one.